Well, we knew we were going to get a lot of Superman Legacy news once the strikes were over, and it has started. James Gunn appears to have found one of his villains for the upcoming movie in the form of the Authority's engineer. Let's break down the news and talk about who Gunn has lined up to play the villainous role. Now, before we do that though, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring that bell for all the updates. We want to be your place for Marvel and DC news. We do daily videos, and we go out of our way to be truthful and transparent, because that is what really keeps you in the know. Now, if you're paying attention to this channel, you know there's been a deluge of news recently. Quite honestly, I'm having a hard time keeping up. And yesterday, we got a lot of news, and one of the biggest stories was Superman Legacy finding one of its villains. Now, this report comes via Deadline, and it appears James Gunn is back to putting together his cast for Superman Legacy and has picked who he wants to play Angela Spica, aka the Engineer. Now, according to Deadline, Venezuelan actress María Gabriela de Faría, who's best known for her role in Animal Control, will indeed take up the second version of the character. Now, in the comics, she has some pretty cool powers. Basically has a liquid body, like the second Terminator movie, due to nanites in her bloodstream. And with this metal blood, she can create solid objects. Now, the character first appeared back in 1999 in The Authority #1, with William Ellis and Brian Hitch creating the character. Now, what's interesting is the trade refers to her as a villain, and you might have heard us say that at the beginning of the video, but it's unclear to me exactly where she fits as an antagonist in the upcoming James Gunn reboot. Now, we've been hearing rumors for a while that the movie would feature the Authority, but we also know there's several members of the Justice League who are also part of this film. And what James Gunn has said about the film is it's Kal-El balancing his Earth and Kryptonian heritage, and I think the Authority will basically represent that faction of his Earthbound heritage, kind of standing against him, with the Justice League backing him up, and the main antagonist of the film, the main villain, will be something much bigger, and if I'm rolling the dice, I still think it's going to be Brainiac. Now, as of right now, it's unclear if Brainiac is the villain. Well, you could see how he could possibly tie to the Engineer, given her power set, even though there's no precedence in the comics that I've ever seen. As of right now, it's unclear what other members of the Authority might show up in this film, but I honestly believe by the end of the movie, we're going to get fully introduced to that team. It could be one scene, basically a cameo, but that'll be the connective tissue to take us to the Authority movie, which will come shortly thereafter. I'm really happy to see this movie starting to move forward. It's going to start shooting early next year, and it looks like it's right on schedule for its July 11th, 2025 release. Who the next big casting is going to be, we're going to have to wait and see.